Hello. I have to stop doing this. No. I thought that this week would be a good week to do a little how much can I read in a week with a full-time job. I think I can say that I'm officially out of a reading slump. I have read officially 3 books, I think, since my last video. Well, I'm on my 3rd one. Honestly, it feels good. I want to just kind of keep the momentum going and do more of a reading vlog. I am actually starting this vlog a little bit later, Monday, and I'm going to read right before bed. Actually, I'm going to put on audiobook really quickly because I have to set my pills for the week. So we're going to do that. Hello. I didn't film anything this morning. I woke up with stomach pain. I woke up late and then I woke up with stomach pain, so had to stay here in the bathroom for a while. Last clip you saw of me reading was here, and that got me about 20% more into the book, which was great. And now I have about an hour and like 15 minutes I think left of the book, or an hour and 30, I don't really know. I am going to read here more in just a second. I'm just doing skincare. I just took an everything shower. It is a little bit later than I want it to be. It's like past 9 already. It's fine, I can just read for the next like maybe 30-20 minutes. I don't even know what to talk to you guys about right now. Oh, I kind of went through tunnels in reverse to try and get my new prescription for ADHD medication. I feel like I'm now just sharing my journey with like ADHD because I was recently diagnosed. So she prescribed me a stimulant, which I finally got my hands on. She prescribed it to me last week, and I'm just now found a pharmacy that has it, and then that whole thing was just like a whole different debacle. So anyway, I finally got my medication, but I haven't started it yet because I picked it up after work. Oh my god, my eye is so itchy. I finally picked it up today and I got it after work, but it tells me to take it in the morning. I'm gonna try it tomorrow. The only thing is I don't really know I should take it with or without food. It doesn't say, and she didn't tell me. And I'm really like cautious when it comes to medications. And I'm also debating if I should take it right before I leave and like walk out the door, or if I should like take it when I'm at work to see if I get any, like if I can see the effects and notice them while I'm at work. Excited, but I'm also nervous. My skincare is pretty much done. I've already done all the other things. I just need to do my hair now. That's another thing. I hate going to sleep with wet hair, but I also don't like showering in the morning. So I'm also doing some traveling like this fall, which I'm really excited about. I was planning some of the itinerary yesterday and it just got me more excited. I'm kind of getting hot in this shirt, so I might change. Shocker, a black shirt. I feel like I need to make these videos a little bit more entertainable and start going places and things, but honestly, not me opening TikTok, no, knowing that I'm still filming. Anyway, I don't even think I went over like the book that I'm reading, so let me go ahead and do that now. I am reading the first book to Mountain Men Matchmaker. So I'm reading the 9-month contract, but what got me to read this one is because I actually read the second one that had just come out, 7-Year Itch, and I actually really liked it. So when I found out that it was in a series and I hadn't read the first one and I saw that it was on Kindle Unlimited, and so I was like, yes. And they're also on Hoopla, so perfect for myself who loves immersive reading. And I'm on chapter 40, then I'm about 86%. I'm actually interested in it. I think the concept of this one, I was hesitant on reading it because I remember seeing it everywhere. I remember picking it up and being like, well, the plot sounds cute, but I don't know how I feel about her being pregnant and it being a spicy romance. But I mean, I know it's not like foreign and stuff to like have sex while you're pregnant. It's just, I don't know. The whole thing is weird because he basically hired her to be a surrogate, and so they don't really know each other. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I really am considering making a TBR jar because I have a bunch of books that I have not read, and I have a lot of unlimited books on Kindle Unlimited, and so I just don't know where I want to go with that. Basically, I'm going to try and get ahead a little bit further than this. I've been doom scrolling every evening, and I don't think that it's helping my brain before I go to bed. I need to maybe read and then go to bed and then just leave my phone alone, because the amount of time that I spend on TikTok before going to bed rots my brain so badly. I can literally spend that time reading, and I can probably even finish this. I won't, because I still have like an hour. I can actually tell you I have an hour and 33 minutes left, so I won't be able to finish this tonight. So I will probably be able to finish it tomorrow, but I don't know because I'm recording my podcast tomorrow, and that tends to take up my entire day, and I don't get back until like pretty late. But I'm hoping we don't take too long so I can come back and actually read. My hair is wet and I don't really want to put headphones on my head right now, but it's kind of the only thing that I have right now, so. Okay, so what are we thinking? So we're doing tour or train? Hello friends. I didn't get to read anything last night, which is fine, but we are now on, today's Thursday. I got home and then I went ahead and made dinner for myself because Mateo had already ate his late lunch. So when he gets off work, he's going to eat his dinner. Now I finally have time to be able to sit down and read. Earlier there was like emails and stuff that I had to finish. I still have to edit our podcast audio and be able to post that, but I wanted to get some reading done first because I'm so close to being done with the book that I'm currently reading. I literally have like an hour left of it. So I'm going to do that, and then hopefully I can go ahead and start a new book tonight that I can continue reading over the weekend. I don't have a lot of things to do this weekend, but I do plan on going to one of my favorite bookstores, and I've showed it on here before. It's Blush Bookstore. My sister was telling me that they are having a sale on Saturday. It's like National Romance Day or something like that, so they are doing a buy two get one free and a free bookmark when you spend over $25, which easy. Need to tone it down with the spending, so I'm debating on whether I should go or not, because I know if I go I'm going to spend money. How can I not? My plan is to go ahead and finish this book, and then I'll probably get up and edit that audio really quickly and post it for our podcast, and then I'm going to sit back down and then I'm going to start another book. I'm not sure what I'm going to start next, but you will be the first to know. Okay, little update. I finished the book that I was reading. It was a really good book. I rated it like a 3. It wasn't one of the best romances that I've read, but I liked it enough to give it a higher rating than 2. And now moving on to my next book, I had some good runner-ups. I wanted to read another romance. However, the audiobook that I wanted to rent off of Hoopla, like my Hoopla for my area or the library that I have on there, it only lets me rent books in the morning, because if I try to rent books literally anytime after like 10 or 11 a.m., it tells me that the library has rented out a certain amount of books already for the day, so I have to wait until midnight to rent another book. I remembered that I also had more like other books on Audible, so I went looking through those, and then I looked through Kindle Unlimited to see which ones were available kind of at the same time that I could do like immersive reading with. And one that I landed on is actually one that I had already borrowed from Kindle Unlimited, but it's been sitting in my library for like a while, and it's Quicksilver. This is a pretty popular book, or was a popular book on TikTok, and so many people were reading it. This is going to be my next read. I know it's a little bit long. Now that I'm out of a reading slump and I'm actually willing to read now more often and every day, I am willing to dive into a romantasy, which I believe is what this is. Don't quote me on that. I honestly read the synopsis or summary for this book like once, and I haven't read it since. So I am not 100% sure exactly what it's about, but that's like the gist that I'm getting, is that this is a romantasy. And I'm excited. I haven't read a fantasy of any sort in a while. I think since like the beginning of this year. I don't know how far I'm going to get into it tonight. Right now it is a little bit past 9. It's 9:25, so about 9:30. Okay. I made it to 20%. But I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I am so sleepy. It is 2:09. I'm going to see again how far I can get into this book maybe tomorrow morning. That's all I can come up with right now. My day got away from me. I got up late and then I went to my sister's and I did her nails. And then from there, I had to go to an ATM, drop off some money, and then I went to go do a urine test for my psychiatrist. So I finally got that done. She's been asking me to do that for like 2 weeks. Went and did that. And then I got home, I ate, I got so full. And then I kind of just vegged out for the rest of the afternoon. And then I started doing nails. These are gonna be my next set. It's just pink. It's kind of a super bright pink. It's gonna be my last summer color before I move on to all the neutrals and browns. I have not read anything today yet. I plan on reading for the rest of the evening tonight. It's already 9:30. But I am on the summer I turned pretty kick because I read all the books, and ever since the show came out, I've been loving it and I've been keeping up with it. So we're gonna watch the 5th episode that just came out this week, because I have not watched it yet, and I will be giving my full reaction as soon as this episode is over. Hi! It is Saturday. We are now on the 6th day of this week of reading, so I ended up watching The Summer I Turned Pretty last night, and I ended up crying. This show has a chokehold on me. So I ended up crying, and then I ended up putting on like a comfort show because I was like, I can't be crying right now. And then I ended up just doom scrolling, and then I went to sleep. So I did not end up reading anything yesterday, which is fine, but I am going to try and advance a little bit more into the book that I am currently reading, which is Quicksilver, today. I'm currently still in chapter 8. It's now a lot later in the day, like it's now evening time, 6:30. So I am going to lay on this couch and I'm going to read for as long as I can. I did already eat like dinner basically ish, like late lunch. I'm going to snack on some plums. Oh, I was going to go to the bookstore with my sister today, but I woke up at like 9 or 8 or something, and I was like, I kind of don't, not that I didn't feel good physically, I was just like, I feel so like ugh, and I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer going to the bookstore and being out and about. So I texted my sister and she was like, actually same. So we didn't end up going to the bookstore or anything, so I haven't left the house. It's honestly just so freaking hot outside. I hate being outside during the summer. It's honestly the worst. So inside with the AC, I so far am liking this book. I don't have any major complaints. I think I'm just still getting to know the characters and everything, so I get a little lost in and out when it comes to fantasies because it's just so immersive. I'm gonna go ahead and lay down. Good morning. It's Sunday. It is our last day to try to fit in some more reading. I ended up reading, I think, about 10% last night. I think I got to about 30% of our book, and I like it. So I so far like it. I just get really lost in fantasy, so I get very in and out of the storyline and characters and things like that. So, but I'm at a good point of the book. So far, there's a little bit of enemies. I'm assuming it's going to be an enemies to lovers, which is great. I want to read now a little bit more. I didn't end up finishing laundry yesterday because there's so much, and I have some shirts in the dryer right now that are taking forever to dry. I'm talking a little low because Mateo's still asleep. I'm going to continue to drink some coffee. I just had my breakfast, done all of my morning duties and everything, so now I'm going to sit back and I'm going to try and read some more. Mateo and we have some tickets to go see Weapons later on tonight. I'm so excited. I'm trying not to have high expectations for that movie, but I can't help it. So I'm really hoping that it's going to at least scare me a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit back and I'm going to start reading again. My phone's like not turning on. Hello? I'm like pushing the side button. Nothing's happening. I'm gonna have to figure that out because I have to listen to the audiobook. So I was able to turn my phone back on. I guess it was updating. It is a few days later. I think the last clip that I filmed was on Sunday, and I got to about 50% of my last book, and I like it so far. I'm now, I mean, the week's over for what I was counting, like what I was reading. I'm now 66% of the way through. I am liking it so far. I am having a little bit of a hard time kind of connecting with like the characters. So I'm not like obsessed or like super invested into the story. I'm still also a little confused as to like what exactly is happening, but I like it so far. I don't really have any complaints. I think it's just kind of a fun read. I'm glad that I got around to it because this was a book that I was wanting to purchase physically for so long. Like every time I saw it at half price, I wanted to get my hands on it, but I told myself no. And I'm glad that it's actually on Kindle Unlimited. I'm glad I waited because I actually don't think this is one that I would really be obsessed with if I bought physically. So that is what I read in a week. The book that I was reading before this, I already forgot what it was. I was reading a romance. Oh, The 7-Year Itch. No, The 9-Month Contract, that one. I was reading that one, and I think I was about 50% of the way through when I started this video. Guys, I don't know, it was literally over a week ago. Then I finished it, and then that's when I started Quicksilver, and then Quicksilver I got to 50% on Sunday. So realistically, I think I read like a book in a week. I mean, it was 2 different books, but it was like 50 and 50, you know what I mean? If you put that together, I technically read like a whole book. Reader's math, I don't know. So I realistically can read about a book or a book and a half in a week. Realistically, that's about as much as I can read if I give myself the time to read when I get off work. And I still had the time to do other things, sort of like cleaning, picking up, because I mostly read at night. I read before I go to bed, and I think that's a lot more helpful. Oh, I don't know if I updated, but I also changed the stickers on my Kindle. I really do think that making this video allowed me to be able to just get back into my reading nest, if that makes sense. And I really actually like, as much as I love reading in my bed, I know that reading in my bed gets me way too comfortable because I have Mateo next to me, so I'm comfortable with like his presence, and then I'm in bed, I'm comfortable, I'm under my blanket. I either doze off super quickly when I'm reading, or I start getting really comfortable to where I start wanting to get on my phone and doom scroll, and then I go back and forth. But I realize that when I read in the living room with like a show in the background that I know that I've either seen before and I don't have to pay attention to, and I have on, I feel like this sounds weird because like I have a show on that I'm not paying attention to, but I can visually see like every now and then, and it keeps me comfortable just knowing that it's on. And then I have the audiobook, and then I'm reading it on my Kindle. ADHD, what can I say? So yes, and I think that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.